Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, myself and the President of the EFF participated in this process from its inception. The President of the EFF would have been here to participate in this debate if he was not persecuted by the alliance of the ANC and the white right-wingers who have now forced him to appear in court on frivolous charges. The report we are required to endorse today is a product of a process that has been grossly unfair to the public protector and which has been nothing more than a vindictive political witch hunt against the PP. As the old English saying goes, in matters of conscience, the law of majority does not work. Here today, Speaker, the uninformed majority seeks to railroad all of us to impeach a person not liked by the establishment. Here today, we see Parliament being used to break the law in order to protect the powerful. This report was hurried and ignored basic principles of fairness that are normal and ought not to be negotiated in a process such as this one. It is a clear demonstration of the determination of the chairperson to move with speed to impeach the PP regardless of the litany of procedural mishaps committed by the committee since inception. The hurried nature in which this report has been prepared lays credence to the view held by the PP that this is a frivolous political process meant to punish a person who is not compliant with the dominant narrative which seeks to uphold or hold up the current head of state as a saint. Apart from the many procedural own goals, Speaker, by the chairperson and the committee, the most important issue at the moment is that the PP has not had legal representation in the committee since the termination of the funding for illegal fees by the acting PP since the end of March. The acting PP's belated offering of a 4 million rand has been mired in controversy, which has not allowed the public protector space to have legal representation. Firstly, the acting PP indicated that Advocate Mkhwebane must appoint her legal representative herself and manage the additional 4 million that the office of the PP made available as she wishes. This was unheard of and placed the PP in a very precarious position because she is here to account for her performance as the PP and not as a private individual. Secondly, this committee railroaded the PP to have the state attorney as the attorney of record. This was done despite the PP having raised concerns about the conflict of interest of the state attorney. This was disregarded by the committee again, further exposing the PP to a state-sanctioned witch hunt whose figurehead has always been the chairperson. When the PP finally managed to appoint Chinese attorneys, the committee refused to give them time to acquaint themselves with the record. On what basis were the attorneys going to brief counsel if they themselves did not have an opportunity to study the record and get to know the case? Chairperson, Speaker, Rule 129 AD requires that this committee must conduct its proceedings in a reasonable and procedurally fair manner. We can never claim that the conduct of the chair was reasonable or unfair in the manner he has handled this issue. From the initial directives that the chairperson issued right up to the end, this process has been grossly unfair to the PP. The findings in the report that the PP demonstrated incompetence in relation to the charges against what she faced were therefore predetermined. This is the mandate that the chairperson and the evidence leaders were given, and these findings were made without affording the PP with her constitutionally enshrined rights to legal representation. The fact that the report mentioned that the process will be moved after the term of this PP expires in October is proof enough that this process is no longer about justice, but about punishing an individual. Parliament can be reduced to a tool for punishing individual who seeks to disagree with the powerful. We therefore reject the report and we reject the political witch hunt initiated by the DA and supported by the ANC alliance to punish Advocate Mkhwebane in order to protect Mr. Ramaphosa. We reiterate our stance as the EFF that we reserve our right to take this report and the illegal adoption of this report by this Parliament on judicial review, and we invite all interested parties to join us in doing so, including Advocate Mkhwebane herself and all justice-loving individuals in this country. I thank you.
Speaker is on.